Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome over here to the Dascar Phillips Cup Series Season number 9 2017 here on the Sport All-Star event. Yes, finally, after a few weeks of being away and business, we are finally able to do the All-Star event. Of course, starting today with the Open, which is the other name for the Showdown. So, it's called the TUI All-Star event. And why TUI? Because, of course, I said initially it was going to be called Friedrichstein. But I feel like, giving the title sponsorship to TUI. Why? Because I got my internship for next year at TUI. And I'm very happy with that. So, big thanks to TUI. Which is an airline operator, but also not only an airline operator, also pretty much doing complete packages of vacations, having hotels, cruise ships as well, and it's a very big travel branch. So that's where I'm going to do my internship next year, and pretty much that's one thing that has been happening over the past 2 weeks or something. Another thing is exams, and I am done with my exams for now, but I expect to have at least one resit, maybe two, but hopefully I will only have to do one, of which I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do anyways. So that will be happening next week, so we're still gonna have to study a little bit next week, but for most of the other things, I am completely done with school and I have vacation. So only one more resit I will have to do and then I'm done. So you'll expect some Phillips Cup Series in the summer break, as well as the Dascar Valvoline Dirt Ringer Series returning again. First race coming up within the next few days. And after my resit, so somewhere around next week Friday, you can expect the Dascar Martini Endurance Series signups for season number 5 to start. If I'm correct, it could be season number 4, but no, I think it's season number 5. I don't know, actually, one of the is either 4 or 5. So that's what you can expect in the next few weeks. But of course, now we're gonna focus on the TUI All-Star event. Today we're gonna do the Open, which is sort of like the qualifier for the All-Star race for everybody who's not yet in the All-Star race. So, just to conclude, drivers that are currently in the All-Star race, there are 16 in total, are winners from the previous season, Phillips Cup Series season number 8, after the All-Star race, up until this point. So, those drivers are Betty Johnson, Aiden Thomas, Robert Goldberg, Henriette Fitzwater, Debbie Myers, Giancarlo Robles, Bruce Liljon, Nicole Tranowicz, Max Anderson, Chris Gomez, Denise Steinauer, Jane Pinter, Chris Dodd, Danny Voiles, Joseph Ernesto, and Priya McShane. Those 16 drivers are locked in the All-Star race. We'll see them somewhere around next week in the All-Star race. And there are still 4 drivers who are going to be added to that list. One is for the fan vote, and that fan vote is currently up, but just so you guys know, at the moment I upload this video, the fan vote has been closed. So I will at the moment of uploading, I will know who will have the fan vote. But at this moment of recording, not, and that is as explained in the fan vote video. Sort of like an independent result. So there's one in for me independently, because I don't know who gets the All-Star fan vote, so I'm not influenced or anything with ideas and stuff. And that's 2 for you guys, so you don't see, okay, this driver moves on to the All-Star race with winning a stage, so that person doesn't need an All-Star fan or a fan vote, so I'm going to give it to someone else. So in that way, it is going to be independently. One thing I do need to mention, of course, the other 3 drivers that are going to move on to the All-Star race are the winners of the 3 stages today in the Open. So, as said, we're gonna do 3 stages in total of each 15 laps. The winner of every stage moves on to the All-Star race. and the victory of this stage will go over the fan vote. So eventually the driver who has the most votes in the fan vote wins a stage. That stage win will count, and the person that will get the fan vote is the person who had the second to most votes in all. So that fan vote is complete, so don't have to worry about it now. The winners of all 3 stages will get 5 bonus points, which will be championship points, and of course they will move on to the All-Star race. There will be no penalties for taking out other guys or anything. We'll have a penalty-free race for now. For the All-Star race is of course differently, and pretty much the same thing as with the backup cars. Of course, in the All-Star race, every driver has 2 cars, so if you crash out in one stage, you can rejoin again with your backup car in the next stage. That's not the case in this race, in the open. If you crash, you're out. So you have to finish every single stage to move on to the next stage. Of course, with that said, if it says retired behind your name or some kind of issue, you're out. But if you crash and you still continue and you have damage, but you do finish the race, even though it's 10 laps behind. Yeah, it's possible. Even though it's 10 laps behind, you will still be able to repair your car and move on to the next stage. Pretty much the starting grid is going to be randomized, so you can see over here as we go through the people who are in the open. In a couple of moments you will see over here the 38 car of Beth Black on the pole. If she finishes second in the stage, of course, the person who wins the stage will be out. So that person will not race anymore in the open. But if, for instance, Beth Black finishes in second position, she will not automatically be on the pole for the next stage. So every time we start a stage, the starting grid is going to be shuffled randomly. So just to give everybody a little bit bigger chance. So that also means that for finishing second or finishing third doesn't give you anything. Only winning the stage gives you the position to move on to the All-Star race. That said, we're going to go through the field pretty quickly before we'll start the first stage of today, the first open stage. We got over here DJ Kirk, the Canadian, in the number 6, and right on the inside, on the pole for now, is Bethel Black. I'm not sure how it's going to be playing out with cautions and stuff. We did it like per car that is going to be out, there's 0.03 drafting distance reduced. So pretty much like we do also in the Dascar Red Bull Knockout Series. But I'm not sure if it's really going to play out that well, so we'll see. Nathan Normand is on the inside of Anthony Lopez. By the way, just gotta say I did a lot of testing, so hopefully it's going to be fine. William Brock in the 06 and Caitlin Sang in number 29 in the third row. And then we got Philip Goldberg starting on the outside of Joshua Giaculli. Also no victory for him yet. And also big surprise, no victory for Anna Greg yet. So that's why she's in the open. With Devin Roberts on her outside. We got Martin Suarez in the 48 car, the rookie. With on the inside veteran John Cittadino. Also no victory. Just like for teammate Sean Angel in the number 72 car. Who's starting on the inside of Grayson Agavito, another rookie. The 23 of Victor Gonzalez is also starting on the inside of Zachary Fitzwater, who doesn't have a victory. Teammate Henrietta Fitzwater does, so she is in the All-Star race. Alexander Rowe in the number 222 car, starting on the inside of Sunday Course in number 51. Her two teammates are both of these guys' teammates are in the All-Star race. So Joshua Michaels in the 04 car is starting on the outside of Keith Black in the 41 car. And we got John Arndt in the number 09 starting on the inside of Ray Takeda. And this could be Ray Takeda's last race if she doesn't make it to the All-Star race. So that's going to be a big deal. It could be an emotional race for her if she doesn't make it. And if she does, it's going to be awesome for her. But we'll see. She's starting for now in the back. So Tommy Turbo is on the 33 car. And he's starting on the outside of Angel Navarro in the number 91. And then the last row consists of Cody Smart in the number 52 car. And the 05 of Audrey Baranowskis. So ladies and gentlemen, that's your starting grid. We're gonna get the first stage of this TUI All-Star race started, whatever. So, I hope you guys are looking forward to it. We had to wait for a while with all the busyness, the test and all that kind of craziness and other things I had to do. Finally, we are going to get the All-Star race up and running. What if you win the All-Star race? You are going to get a locked-in chase position. So it doesn't matter if you, well, there's only one criteria: you have to stay in the series for the rest of the season. So if you don't comment, you're out. But it doesn't matter if you're not in the top 30. If you're 40th in points, you will still be in the chase. And so that's why this is so important. And that's why for these guys, the Open is so important. You got 3 more chances to make it to the All-Star race. And the green flag is out for Beth Black in the 38 car. On the pole. Racing on the new Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, actually new 2015, I think version or something, but not the version we always run the famous Last Word 600 in, or the last race of the season. This is a different type, a different Charlotte version, and I don't know still which one of the two I like best. So Beth Black in the 38 car is up front with with rookie Nathan Norman right behind her. So got a couple of veterans and a couple of rookies mixed in this field, and that's why this Open is so funny, because I always like the Open a lot, because there are some unexpected people which suddenly could be up front. And of course for this series it's not that big of, well, that much. It doesn't count that much because it's a very diverse field and all 42 cars pretty much could win the race. But in the Phillips Cup or in the Monster Energy Cup series, it is true. Suddenly you could see, for instance, Ryan Seek or something in the second position, where he finished in the Nationwide series. Of course, I know he doesn't race in the Monster Energy Cup series a lot, but Nathan Norman, this is what I mean. Ooh, we heard some cars scraping the wall. Are we still fine? I'm not sure. We still are fine. Okay, that's cool. Ooh, these guys are very aggressive, and DJ Kirker goes around into the wall, and we got 4, 5, 6 cars in the field, in the wall. And pretty much everybody over here. Look at this big mess on the front stretch. The yellow is out. Caution number 1 it is. Pace car going with 180 miles per hour or something over the apron. That's impressive. But the 15 of Nathan Norman is your leader. And we got a lot of cars with damage. Martin Suarez, Cody Smart, and Ray Takeda also involved. DJ Kirker was the first to go around. Big damage to his car, just like for Joshua Michaels. And there we see pole sitter Beth Black, who has big time issues, and it seems like her car doesn't really, now she has drive, so that's cool for her, but a lot of damage to her. Angel Navarro was involved in it, a lot of damage to the 08 car of Devin Roberts. So all 3 cars of Joshua Michaels' team were involved. Sean Angel with damage, so, well, who doesn't have damage? Well, one guy who doesn't have damage is Nathan Norman. He's in the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Huge crash on the front stretch in the first stage of the TUI All-Star Open. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a look at the replays. Caution number 1 it is. So, first caution of today, and this I am afraid is going to take out some drivers already. So just so you guys know, no penalties. So I already said that, but there will be no penalties in this race, and that's lucky, I think, for the 36 car or the 0 car, one of the two. So I don't know actually. So the 6 car of DJ Kirker got turned around by the 38 car. Whose fault of the two it was, I don't know. But that will trigger a huge crash, a big mess over here on the front stretch. DJ Kirker goes into the wall there. The 29 car gets wiped out. We see Martin Suarez. We see Anthony Lopez going into the wall hard backwards. We see there Sean Angel spinning with the 08, the 04, and pretty much everybody else. There the 23 car goes around, the 51 car goes around, and there's a 0 car still in front of the 222. DJ Kirker gets hit by the 91 car, and there Joshua Michaels is around. So, a couple of lucky escapes. I think Tommy Turbo and Zachary Fitzwater are 2 drivers who got a lucky escape in this deal. John Arndmay as well as Son, of course, does have some damage, but I don't think it will be too bad. Anthony Lopez does have quite a lot of damage, and maybe the 70 car got lucky in this deal as well. He does have a little bit of damage, but let's get another camera angle over here. We already saw the 6 car go sideways right in front of the field, and at that moment I knew this is going to be really bad. So indeed, contact with the 38 car of Beth Black turns the 6 car into the wall, and DJ Kirker then will spin into the 73 car of John Cittadino, goes around again with the 4 car and the 0 car. I think the 4 car may be lucky in this deal as well, but the 0 car and Lopez not as much. Lopez takes out Suarez, and both will go into the wall. There Victor Gonzalez also involved, and also slam into the 6 car of DJ Kirker, who got, well, it's just an unfortunate situation. Everybody behind here know where to go pretty much, so that's such a shame. There the 51 car gets hit by the 23, which turns her around. I think she will be, well, semi-okay. A-okay, they always say. The 08 car of Devin Roberts, yeah, he does have a lot of damage. I think both Martin Suarez and DJ Kirk have the most damage of all guys. And Beth Black also has a lot of damage. So teammate Keith Black is also not yet in the... there's Keith Black in the 41 car, the target car. So both are not in the All-Star race yet. And this, I'm not sure how bad it's going to be for the 6 car. For the 41 car, maybe okay. So we'll get on board over with, not this, we'll get on board with Ray Tackler later in a couple of moments. Because, of course, it could be your last race. So, on board with DJ Kirker. Going to get turned around. There you see that 08 car, or the 38 car, sorry. I think the 38 car did come down, but I'm not very certain about that. 29 car of Caitlin Sang also has a lot of damage, so big crash already over here on lap number, what is it, 3 of the All-Star Open. And we'll go on board with the driver whose last race. It could be Ray Takeda in the 8 car. How much damage does she have? That's the question. I think she will be pretty okay, so she was right behind the 91 car. Watch her slam to the back of the 91 of Angel Navarro. There. That's minor. That's only minor damage. I think she will be okay. So maybe she will not. She will be out of contention for this stage, but she can get her car repaired for the next stage, for stage number 2, and then she will still be competitive. So I think she'll be fine. So it's just a matter of these guys who crashed out to continue racing if they can, because if they retire, they're out of the All-Star Open. So Nathan Norman doesn't have to worry about that just as of now, because he is in the lead and he's going to lead you back to the green flag. Okay, so we are back again and we already have 6 drivers out of the Open officially. Beth Black is out, DJ Kirker is out, Tommy Turbo, Martin Suarez, and both Devin Roberts and Joshua Michaels are out of the Open. So we only have 20 cars left, and that will also be in the next stage. And the stage after that, of course, next stage will then be 90, and the race after that depends on how many crashes there are in the stage number 2. So anyway, we got Nathan Norman up front with right behind him William Brock in 06. Then we got the 19 of Joshua Cicchelli with Anna Gregg in 18 in 4th. 5th will be John Cittadino, and in 6th we got Philip Goldberg. Surprised that he is not in the All-Star race yet. 7th is with big time damage Anthony Lopez with an 8th Keith Black, who lost his teammate already. 9th we got Victor Gonzalez, and in 10th is number 70 of Grayson Acevedo. And perfect example of, well, being lucky and continue until you're done is Angel Navarro, who is a lot of damage, but he still continues his way. And if he finishes this race, he'll be moving on to stage number 2 with a clean and green car. So we're not there yet. We're only halfway through this race yet. And Nathan Ormond is in the lead. Joshua Cicchelli right behind there in 2nd position. He had a couple of great races. Almost took home his first career victory. I think it was at Colombia, where he finished in 3rd position, but just couldn't get in front of Grayson Acevedo and Priya McShane. So, well, he's hoping for his first career victory in the Phillips Cup Series in this race, in the Open. And then move on to the All-Star race. Nathan Ormond, however, is up front, and he's going to have to hold up some rookies and some veterans. Rookies being William Brock and Joshua Cicchelli, and of course himself as well. And veterans, who's coming with a full head of steam, is Anna Gregg and John Cittadino, as here comes William Brock to the inside in the Red Bull car. The 06 with teammates somewhere further back. So William Brock racing to get his way in the All-Star race. Anna Gregg in the 18 car, her teammate Nicole Trenowich has made it to the All-Star race. Hasn't won yet this season, the whole team has been winless all year long. But Nicole Trenowich won in the later the later part of last season, so that's why she is in the All-Star race. But William Brock to the inside still of Nathan Ormond, as we got the 41 car of Keith Black following Anna Gregg and going to her inside, battle for 4th position that is. But Joshua Ciccilli, is he going to make a move on the 06 car? We got 3 rookies up front, and that's pretty impressive. Well, screensaver, ole. My laptop, I activated. Quickly, Nathan Ormond still up front, but now it's Joshua Ciccilli who's in 2nd place. And here comes Keith Black, another driver who has a lot more experience than all 3 drivers up front. But for some reason, it seems like the rookies are going to push hard. Nathan Ormond has been leading ever since the start of the race, and he's continued to do so. Joshua Ciccilli in the 19 car gets a push now from Keith Black that will deliver him 2nd place, but also might be taking 2nd place away, as Keith Black now goes to his inside. And Keith Black in 3rd position, slowly but surely working his way to the front. We got just 4 more laps to go, by the way. 3 more laps when you cross start-finish line for Nathan Ormond. And Joshua Ciccilli suddenly had a great run through turns number 3 and 4. Is creeping towards the rear bumper of Nathan Ormond. The Valvoline Ford Fusion, Ford Mondeo it is actually, which is the same. But Joshua Ciccilli goes to the inside. The 2 Fords battling it out for the victory in stage number 1 of the All-Star Open. And Joshua Ciccilli may have some help from William Brock, but now also Nathan Ormond has the help from the 41 car of Keith Black. We got 2 more laps to go, and we got a great 4-man battle for the lead. Could it be possible that Anna Gregg or even Sonny Court in the 51 car have something to say about the result of this race? Joshua Ciccilli has it now. Joshua Ciccilli right just a nose ahead of the 15 of Nathan Ormond. But this is going to be a side-by-side battle probably to the finish line. Keith Black now moves down low on the number 19 car. And that means that the 15 car has lost his 8 on the high side. Still up front is Nathan Ormond though, as the white flag is out. Who will it be winning the first stage of this All-Star Open? Joshua Ciccilli is going to the front now, and Nathan Ormond has lost the lead now with the big train coming on the inside. Can he still get a run on the outside through the last 2 turns? Probably not. Joshua Ciccilli is the lead. Can he hold off the 41 car of Keith Black? Not yet done. Not yet done. Coming through the last turn. No, it will be the 19 car of Joshua Ciccilli, who will win the first stage of the All-Star Open and who will move on to the All-Star race. Fantastic result by Joshua Ciccilli. And you can see he is pretty much an unexperienced driver, but he has been pretty close to a couple of victories already this year, especially last week, and this time he gets redemption. And there, Joshua Ciccilli will be moving on to the All-Star race. Official results we have over here, and here you can see Angel Navarro finishing 1 lap down. But still, he will be able to move on to the next stage simply because he finished the race. And here you can also see everybody from 21st on back, it's out for the rest of the day. And their All-Star event is over. So that's a tough break. But Joshua Ciccilli winning the race in front of Keith Black and Nathan Ormond. So once again, next stage, we will not see Joshua Ciccilli back again because he will be done. He will move on to the All-Star race, so his job is pretty much done. We will not see Keith Black on the pole because the starting grid will once again be shuffled around, will be randomized. So we could see somebody else, for instance, Phil Goldberg or Grayson Nakavito, or for instance, up front. But we'll see that in the next stage, ladies and gentlemen. Joshua Ciccilli moves on to the All-Star race, and we will have a total of 19 cars, and that is from 2nd to 20th. Those drivers will be moving on to stage number 2, so stay tuned for the 2nd stage of the TUI All-Star Open. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back again for stage number 2 of this year's TUI All-Star Open. So we had a very exciting stage number 1 with a great battle for the lead and already a big crash on lap number 3, which took out 6 cars of the Open. So Beth Black, DJ Kirker, Tommy Turbo, Martin Suarez, Devin Roberts and Joshua Michaels, they are not in this race, together with the winner of stage number 1, which was Joshua Ciccoli. So we're happy for him, and we'll see who will be the winner of this stage and the next stage, also moving on to the All-Star race. So that means 19 cars are in the field as we skim through the field quickly over here, so you can see where you're starting. Of course, the person who finished second was that number 41 car of Keith Black, so of course the starting grid has been randomized again, so completely shuffled now, and that means we're gonna have everybody available for this race and able to get a victory. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Everybody has a repaired car following the big crash on lap number 3 of stage number 1 of this All-Star Open. So there's a pace car with, indeed, well, funny. I said, well, it could be, for instance, Philip Goldberg or Grayson Acavito who's starting on the pole. Well, guess who's starting on the pole? Indeed, Philip Goldberg, and Grayson Acavito is all the way in the back. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Looking forward to what this stage will deliver. So just to give you a little bit of an update, I quick tested this racetrack again to see if it's fine. So I adjusted it to minus 0.025 drafts and distance per out car that is not in the race anymore. So stage number 2 is underway with Philip Goldberg in the lead. 19 drivers going to battle for the leftover 2 positions in the All-Star race. Of course, with the fan vote being also finished off this race, but these guys don't know yet who will be the winner of the All-Star race. That will be made official next race. Somebody's scraping the wall, but we're still going strong, I hope. Oh, not anymore! And there goes Victor Gonzalez into the wall, and we got another crash on the starting grid. And we got many cars involved in this deal once again. Again, Anthony Lopez involved. Victor Gonzalez with a huge amount of damage, and his All-Star Open is also over, just like for John Arndt. So, once again, by the way, the guys that of course are out, just so you know, those guys still have a chance to make an All-Star race, but it's a very slim chance, and that is with the fan vote. So, fan vote is closed currently, so you cannot vote anymore for that. So his cars are out once again. Still the number 4 car, Philip Goldberg, in the lead. And we had a big crash once again. Well, this time it was very early on lap number 1 already, on the front stretch over here. So ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna see what happened over here. A big time crash, and it's caution number 1 of this stage of the Dascar Philips Cup Series season number 9 TUI All-Star event. Open it is, whatever. So, first big crash of this stage, and it was, well, previous stage it was pretty much the same thing that happened by Johnson getting turned by somebody. However, this time the person who had the biggest crash was Victor Gonzalez, and it was him causing it himself, as he got into the left rear of John Cittadino, turning Cittadino around into William Brock, who both will probably have a bit of damage as well. But then Victor Gonzalez loses control of his car, goes around, takes out the 222 of Alexander Rowe as well, goes into the wall, and now watch the 41 car slam into him. Watch Anthony Lopez in the 0 car slam into him hard. Bang, flipping the car up on his side and almost getting that car tumbling over. There, Ray Taggart gets a little piece of it, and Greg gets a little piece of it, and Grayson Acavito maybe as well. And there the 05 car gets a pretty big piece on it. I think Sonic Course in the 51 car once again got lucky with this one. Previous race she got lucky as well, only spinning out, not having too much damage. This time I don't think she even made contact with somebody. And John Arndt also with big time damage. Then what happened to him? That's the question. That's what I wonder. He probably crashed into the 41 car of Keith Black. There, no, he crashed into, he crashed into the 29 car and then into the 41. So that's big time damage and race over, well, event over for John Arndt probably. That's a tough deal for him. The boy from Texas. Gonna take another look at this. Victor Gonzalez, well, it was him who caused the crash himself. So this was a pretty cool camera angle, I thought. They are taking out the 222.41 and that was a hard hit. I think Angel Navarro got also pretty lucky in this deal. Some damage to the 05 car as well, so I'm not sure who will be able to continue. I think, I'm pretty sure that at least a 23 car is done for the day. And the 09 car as well, maybe Anthony Lopez as well. So, well, luck hasn't been on Lopez's side, but 2 crashes he was involved in. So we're gonna go on board over here with the number 23 car of Victor Gonzalez, and then we'll quickly bring it back up to speed with the green flag. Let's go on board with the person who started everything, Victor Gonzalez. Both his teammates, Daniel Voiles, and from onboard it doesn't even look as bad as from the outside, but both teammates Daniel Voiles and Betty Johnson have made it in the All-Star race. Unfortunately for him, it's not going to be the same story, as he will probably retire from the All-Star Open after this race. So, your leader is Philip Goldberg in number 4 and will bring you to the green flag. We had a big crash on lap number 1 of this race. This time, well, lap number 1/2. So, 1 lap earlier than in the previous race, and again it took out a couple of cars. Victor Gonzalez, his All-Star Open is done, just like for Anthony Lopez in the 0 car, and a little bit surprising, the 41 car of Keith Black is also out, and luck has not been on the side of that team. Team owner Keith Black very frustrated, and now both he and his teammate Beth Black, who retired in the first stage, both are out of the All-Star Open, so that's a tough break for the team. And also John Arndt out of the Open, so well, those guys together with everybody who crashed out in the first stage will have to hope for the All-Star fan vote to make it in the All-Star race. We got Philip Goldberg in the lead with right behind him Zachary Fitzwater, John Ciardino, William Brock, Cody Smart, Sean Angel, Alexander Rowe, Nathan Ormond, Angel Navarro, and Andrea Baranowski. That's it. Thank you very much. So, restart of stage number 2 with the 4 car in the lead. And watch the 59 car who had a great restart. Is he going to make a move already? We know it's tough to pass on this racetrack. It's a difficult track to pass on. We've seen that in the previous stage as well. Nathan Ormond could hold on for the lead for a long time. But eventually he lost it. So, well, hopefully for Philip Goldberg, it will not be the same fate waiting for him. And otherwise, it would be the 59 car of Zachary Fitzwater who's in the catbird seat. Once again, William Brock in that 06 car. He's been very strong also in stage number 1. And again, he's going to move on to 2nd position. Try to make it to the lead of this race and win stage number 2. Make it in the All-Star race. Same story actually for the number 73 car of John Ciardino. Still surprising that he is not in the All-Star race, but of course he has missed quite a lot of races this season already. First 7 races he missed, except for the Daytona 500. Now he's working his way to the front. Cody Smart right behind him in the 52 car. Also looking for a victory goal. Keep it together, guys. Oh, that was a close goal, and that would have been real bad. Cody Smart a little bit too aggressive on the rear bumper of John Ciardino. And that allowed the 4 of Philip Goldberg and the 59 car of Zachary Fitzwater to run away. Zachary Fitzwater with a pretty big gap to 3rd position, and pretty much the gaggle for 3rd position is real now. And these guys, well, I'm wondering what these guys will do. If they will keep on racing hard, trying to close the gap to the number 59 and the 4, or will they say, okay, let's keep everything together. Oh, William Brock. Oh, there we go. John Ciardino goes into the wall. Teammate Sean Angel goes around. Gets stabbed by this 18 car. Will this bring out the caution? Yes, it will bring out the caution. But I think this could have been a whole lot bigger. And this is not what Philip Goldberg wanted to see, because the race is not over yet. So big time crash. Once again, caution number 2 it is. And my, that turned out to be pretty big. Well, actually pretty small, to be honest. Turned out pretty small, while it could have been very big. Oh, and a Greg in the 18 car on pit lane. She repairs her car. Okay, so then she's still fine. Nobody yet out of the race, so that's good news. Philip Goldberg still your leader, but he will have to do another one of these restarts with the 59 car right behind him, who's been pretty strong. So we'll see what will happen with the restart. But first, let's take a look at caution number 2 of this stage. So let's take a look at what happened over here. It was John Cittadino with William Brock, who was a little bit too aggressive on this left rear bumper, and you already know it's going to be bad. John Cittadino gets turned around by the 06, goes into, I think, the 91, he goes around now, well, with taking Angel Navarro with him, then he goes for a big time slide, goes up the racetrack again, crashes into the 06 car, who gets a little bit of damage, goes into the wall, then bounces off the wall into teammate Sean Angel, who will get the worst of it as he goes around. Actually, not the worst, because probably the worst will be for Anna Gregg, who ran into the 72 car of Sean Angel, and there does some right front damage to her number 18 car. So Sean Angel, I think, will be fine. I think everybody will be fine. At least I hope for them that they will just say, okay, we'll just continue, throw this stage away and move on to the next stage. Here another replay. It's such a shame. But I gotta say, these guys are very lucky, and you can see there are 2 cars, Alger Baranowskis and Caitlin Sang, coming by now. They have thrown away this stage and are just running safely in the back of the pack, moving on to the next stage. So Philip Goldberg is your leader, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna take you to the green flag. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Nobody has luckily retired, so we still have 15 cars in competition. And Greg is 1 lap down, so sure, her stage number 2 is pretty much over, but she will still be able to race in stage number 3. We got Philip Goldberg in the number 4 car in the lead with in second Zachary Fitzwater. And then we got Cody Smart, William Brock, Angel Navarro, Nathan Ormond, Son Course, Grayson Acavito, Ray Takada, and Alexander Rowe as your top 10. When we go green flag racing, we'll have a sort of like green-white checkered. We'll have just 2 more laps to go, and this will be one heck of a finish, I can assure you that. The 4 car over here of Philip Goldberg will have to hold off the rest of the field for 2 more laps, and that is easier said than done, because Zachary Fitzwater has been very fast. Cody Smart has been working his way to the front, and we'll see what will happen. Just 2 more laps to go. Philip Goldberg, can he make it in the All-Star race, or will he suffocate in the last 2 laps of this race? The green flag is out, and Cody Smart was awake, but he's now on the wrong side, and slowly, well, just brushing the wall over there. William Brock now going down low on him, but Philip Goldberg is checking out. Philip Goldberg will have to hold off that 59 car, and Zachary Fitzwater could have a pretty good run now. Also, never rule out that the 06 of William Brock and Angel Navarro in the 91 car. So, but the rookies are right behind 2 veterans who will have to battle each other in this lap, the final lap of the All-Star Open stage number 2. And Zachary Fitzwater is there, and he pulls it to the inside. Zachary Fitzwater pulls it to the inside of Philip Goldberg. I had not expected him I hadn't expected him to be able to make a move. But we'll get a side-by-side finish. Who will it be? Philip Goldberg or Zachary Fitzwater coming out of turn number 4. It will be one of the 2, but I think it will be the 4 car. It will be a photo finish. A photo finish, and I think the 4 of Philip Goldberg got him. Oh my goodness, that was a close call. And indeed, Philip Goldberg is the winner of this stage, so he will be moving on to the All-Star race. Teammate Robert Goldberg was already in the All-Star race, but he wasn't. And goodness gracious, let's take a look at the difference between the 2. because it was just 13 1/1000ths of a second. What a finish over there. Absolutely incredible. I hadn't expected Zachary Fitzwater to be able, hadn't expected him to be able to make a move anymore, but suddenly he pulled it to the inside, got a great run through turns number 1 and 2, and then another one in turns number 3 and 4, but he just came up too short, and that's probably because Philip Goldberg got to run on the outside. Let's take a quick look at that finish, because that was awesome. That is what all this All-Star racing is all about. Philip Goldberg winning stage number 2, therefore moving up to the All-Star race. Quick replay of the finish over. An awesome run from Zachary Fitzwater in that final lap. Let's take a look at this. He pulls it to the inside of Philip Goldberg in turns number 1 and 2. Then he gets to run on the inside over on the backstretch. They go side by side to turns number 3 and 4. The 59 car was a little bit ahead going into the turn, but at this point coming out of the turn, he may have been also ahead. Yes, he was. But then suddenly that 4 car got an awesome run on the outside and just pulled ahead of Zachary Fitzwater. And look at this finish. Philip Goldberg won this stage by that much, and that will be absolutely pissing off Zachary Fitzwater to lose this stage by that much. That's a heartbreaker for him. At least the good news is he still has a chance to make it in the All-Star race, and that will be his final chance. Well, of course, apart from the fan vote, so maybe he has 2 more chances, but to be sure, you want to win one of these stages, because then you know for sure that you're in, and the fan vote can go to anybody in the field. So, awesome finish it was, and by that much, the 4 car won it. Absolutely incredible. Philip Goldberg winning stage number 2, and therefore moving on to the All-Star race. So ladies and gentlemen, here once again your final results. We'll move on to stage number 3 of the All-Star race, so stay tuned. The All-Star Open, I mean, again. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for the final stage of the Philips Cup Series Season number 9 TUI All-Star Open. One more chance for these drivers to race their way into the All-Star race. So, we got only 14 cars left after stage number 2 won by Philip Goldberg. So he moved on to the All-Star race, not in this race anymore. And just like drivers who crashed out, Victor Gonzalez, Anthony Lopez, Keith Black and John Arndt, their All-Star race is open. So we went from 26 cars to 14 cars, and that's quite incredible. So skimming through the field, we see Sean Angel in the number 72 car is on the pole, and these drivers will be very, very, very aggressive to have that having that final chance to race their way into the All-Star race. So we're gonna get this race started off quickly. 15 laps around the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I think I haven't even mentioned Charlotte Motor Speedway at all, because well, we've always run the All-Star race over at Charlotte. So, but for sure, one thing is for sure, it's gonna be one heck of a battle. We had 2 awesome stages already, with stage 1 having a 4-man battle to the end of the race, eventually won by Joshua Scully. Stage number 2 having a 2-man battle side by side coming across the start finish line, 31 thousandths of a second in the advantage of Philip Goldberg. So stage number 3 is going to be just as fantastic. I hope so, and I think so. Sean Angel, the Canadian, is up front, and he leads us to the green. Once again, that inside the pole sitter getting a great run. So indeed, again, a completely randomized starting grid, and it is the number 72 car of Sean Angel making it to the front, but on his inside it is Caitlin Sang in the 29 car, driver who has been involved in 2 crashes so far today, has repaired the car twice, and now she's in the lead. Oh, and Anna Gregg and William Brock go around. Angel Navarro goes all the way on the grass, but they save it, and caution number 1 is a fact. Caution number is a fact, and Anna Gregg and William Brock were the 2 drivers who went around. And eventually, here we got Sean Angel up front, but he was not the leader because Caitlin Sang led us. So again, we had a big crash. Well, yeah, no big crash. We had a crash on lap number 1. Luckily, this time it wasn't as big of a crash, and I think we will be able to restart this race still with all 14 drivers in the field. And by the way, just to mention, this could be the last finish of Ray Takeda in the Phillips Cup Series. If she doesn't win this race, and she's in a difficult position now, running in 12th position, and she doesn't get the All-Star fan vote, it is over for her Phillips Cup Series career, will be done. Teammate is already out, so we got Caitlin Sang as your leader, ladies and gentlemen. Small crash, minor crash on lap number 1, and we're gonna take you to the replays over caution number 1 of this stage. So pretty small incident compared to what we've seen already today, with 2 big time crashes on the front stretch. It was William Brock who was already brushing the wall, and that's why Anna Gregg made it 4 wide. And then I think there was just not enough room now. 222 may have come up a little bit, hit the 18, who then in turn hit the 06 car, and eventually both of them went around. And that's a shame for them, because even though they will be able to continue their way, they have to restart this race with just a handful of laps to go. Well, 2 handful of laps to go at back of the field. And even though it's a small field, it's going to be a difficult task for them to race their way to the front, knowing how difficult it is to pass here and knowing how strong those leaders have been all day long. So another look at this. Watch this, the 15 well actually puts the 06 car into the wall, then a 222 hits the 18 car, and the 18 hits the 06 in turn, and both will go around. So synchronized spinning for William Brock and Anna Gregg, but they will at least be able to continue, I'm pretty sure of that. So Caitlin Sang was your leader, and still is, when we go green flag racing over stage number 3 of the All-Star Open. The lights are out on the pace car, and that means we're gonna have green flag coming up in a couple of moments, 1 lap from now. Caitlin Sang is your leader with right behind her 2 teammates, Sean Angel and John Ciudino. And then we got in 4th position Audrey Baranowskis, with in 5th Grace Nakavito, Sonic Course, Angel Navarro, Zachary Fitzwater, and Nathan Ormond, and Alexander Rowe rounding up your top 10. And here we got the crash car, so that means we got still 14 cars in competition with 10 more laps to go when we go green flag racing. So I'm ready for it. I hope you guys are as well. I hope actually we're gonna go green flag till the end of the race, but these guys must be a little bit more aggressive, knowing, well, sort of feeling the pressure, knowing that this could be their last chance to make it in the All-Star race. So it's going to be a difficult task for everybody who's not within the top, let's say top 10, maybe top 5, but we've seen some amazing things happen today over here. But we know one thing for sure: Caitlin Sang is going to have to race her butt off to keep Sean Angel and John Ciudino behind her. The green flag is out, and the 2 veterans right behind the rookie Caitlin Sang leading us to the green. And we also see other Baranowskis, of course. His teammate William Brock had been involved in an incident just a few laps ago, causing the caution to come out. Whoa, Alexander Rowe goes around, but no, he doesn't save it. I thought he saved it, but that's big time damage. And Alexander Rowe's race is also over. This bring out the caution. Yes, it did. Again, restart. And that means that Caitlin Sang will have to do this once again. And you see how close Sean Angel was right behind the rear bumper of Caitlin Sang, intimidating her. Of course, we're pretty sure that the Korean girl, Caitlin Sang, will not be intimidated that easily. She has been strong all season long, but just couldn't get the results. So, again, caution. And here we see the sad side of Alexander Rose. Verizon Dodge smoking. His race is over. So let's take a look at what happened over here. Caitlin Sang, your leader, and we're gonna go take a look at the replays. So it was actually I was looking for a better camera angle. So It was Raytech and the number 8 car was a little bit too aggressive, maybe frustration, maybe desperation, taking a part of her, and eventually the one that paid the price for it was Alexander Rowe. Rowe getting turned around over here on the backstretch, and here we will see him go to the inside wall and slamming into the safer barrier, doing a lot of damage to his car. And that's well, this one actually, because the camera angle was waiting for this one. Alexander Rowe, number 222 Dodge, going around, smoke coming out of the car totaled probably, and his race, his All-Star Open, is also over. So no victory for him, unfortunately. I thought for a moment that he would have saved it, but that was a nasty hit actually into that inside safer barrier. Luckily there is a safer barrier, but hard hit for him. And his race is over. So ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go quickly to the restart of this race. We are back again with Caitlin Stang still in the lead ever since the start of this race. But right behind her, still Sean Angel and John Cittadino. Alder Baranowskis in 4th and Sonic Horse now in 5th position. Then in 6th we got Grayson Acavito, Zachary Fitzwater in 7th. 8th we got Nathan Ormond. 9th is 91 of Angel Navarro, and in 10th position is Cody Smart. So rest of the field, and you can see there are only 13 cars left as 222 Alexander Rowe is now officially out of this race. No All-Star race for him unless he can win the fan vote. And of course, we don't know it yet. I know it at the point of uploading, but not at the point of doing this race, so no clue who will win that fan vote. So it's gonna be exciting, that's one thing for sure. Just like the final 5 laps of this race, Caitlin Sang will have to hold off Sean Angel for somewhere between 1 to 5 laps, or 0 to 5 laps maybe, because if the caution comes out, the race is over now. I'm pretty sure of that, so hopefully these guys can bring it back around to the green. Caitlin Sang, good restart. Sean Angel, better restart. Sean Angel, can he pull to the inside of Caitlin Sang, make Canada proud, and make John Cittadino's team proud? There he goes to the inside of Caitlin Sang. Sonic Horse and John Cittadino also coming in very quickly. And still side by side they go. Caitlin Sang and Sean Angel. Now Sean Angel will get help from the Sonic Horse in the 51 car. While Caitlin Sang, whoa, we got another crash, and that will probably mean the end of this race. Now that means that Sean Angel, if he wants to pass that number 29 car, he will have to do it now. But I don't think it will be enough. There's the pace car, and we got a big crash on the backstretch. It is gonna be Caitlin Sang who will race her way into the All-Star race in this stage number 3. As the yellow is out, and this race will not be restarted anymore. Again, the aggression taking over. I knew that this race was going to be more aggressive than the previous 2 races, so oh my goodness. Caitlin Sang in the number 29 car, winning stage number 3 unofficially. Yet, of course, she could still have engine problems. I don't want to jinx her, that's why I'm knocking on wood. So, it could still be possible that she retires from this race. But Zachary Fitzwater, after his amazing race and amazing finish in the previous race, his race is over. Nathan Ormond, after his fantastic race in stage number 1, his race is over. And big damage to William Brock in the 06 car. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick look at the replays over here. Caution number 3 it is of stage number 3. Well, that's cool. So once again it went wrong over here. So we've seen 3 crashes on the front stretch, in which 2 big ones, and we've seen 3 crashes on the backstretch, I think. Yeah, we've seen 3 crashes also on the backstretch. So, oh, that's odd. Also, why I said it was funny, of course, or that's cool. I didn't really want to see another caution, but why I said it is because we had stage number 1 with 1 caution, stage number 2 with 2 cautions, and stage number 3 with 3 cautions. And, well, it seems like really these guys get aggressive every single race, and that's, of course, with the drafting distance lowered as well. But testing took out pretty good, well, played out pretty well. So, Cool. Anyway, Nathan Norman is going to get turned around over here by Zachary Fitzwater. And then, well, probably you can already feel it coming, sort of similar to what happened to John Ciardino and Angel Navarro in stage number 2, caution number 2. Angel Navarro, Nathan Ormond goes up the racetrack, takes out the 70 car of Grayson Acavito. And there Zachary Fitzwater goes around. Now watch William Brock, he was a little bit further back. Anna Gregg just made it through William Brock. Whammo. Oh, good grief, that was a hard hit. Into Zachary Fitzwater. And that, well, sent Zachary Fitzwater flying, since William Brock flying. Race over for both of them. And, of course, Nathan Norman as well. And these guys, I can say, well, of course they have been involved in this crash, damn it. They've been involved in this crash, but they can be proud of themselves in the way they performed in this Open, because all three of them had a great run up until this moment. So Nathan Norman, this is a big one, but not as big as this bit. Ah, my goodness, that was a high flyer for both William Brock and Zachary Fitzwater. So, by the way, you should maybe say Zachary Fitzwater Senior. Don't know if you want Zachary. Let me know if you want to officially change your name now to Zachary Fitzwater Senior in the Phillips Cup Series as well. It will be in the Valvoline Dirt Ringer Series. So, but this driver, Caitlin Sang, she's probably going to win this race. We're gonna bring you back to the finish of this stage number 3 of the Dascar TUI All-Star Open. We're back again, and pretty much as expected. It's the last lap of this race, and the pace car is still in the front of the field. And that means that we're going to finish this race under caution, this stage I should say, with Caitlin Sang being your winner. And that's a tough race for everybody behind there, especially Sean Angel, who has been in second all race long, and who was seriously looking for a way by the 29 car. But I think for him the problem was just the amount of cautions playing a little bit too much of part in his race. And that means that we're going to finish this race under caution. Caitlin Sang will be moving on to the All-Star race, taking the 19th position in the All-Star race, and there's still one position open, which will be for the fan vote, which will be closed at this moment as well. So Caitlin Sang in the number 29 car will finish stage number 3 in the lead, and therefore Caitlin Sang will move on to the All-Star race. So we have had a fantastic event, in my opinion, over the All-Star race Open, of course, with divided under 3 stages. Winner of the stages move on to the big All-Star race, and this is only the beginning. I can tell you that the All-Star race will be absolutely fantastic, even better than we had over here. There will be 20 cars in that. Everybody will have 2 cars, so also backup car. There will be 3 segments of 20 laps and 1 segment of 10 laps, making up the finish of this race. And more details, of course, will be at the beginning of the TUI All-Star race itself, and not in this race. So here we'll see officially Caitlin Sang will be the 3rd driver moving on to the All-Star race after Joshua Ciccoli and Philip Goldberg is winning stages 1 and 2. Additionally, for those 3 drivers, also 5 championship bonus points will be added to their resume, and that means that these guys, well, at least they won something so far this season. Now they just have to win another race to make it in chase as well, or win the All-Star race, because the winner of the All-Star race will make it to the chase 100% sure, for sure, unless the driver doesn't comment anymore. But that's for all 3 of them not the case anymore. So, by the way, I just noticed Joshua Ciccoli and Caitlin Sang are teammates. So the full team raced their way in to the All-Star race in this Open. That's amazing. I have not seen that happen before. So, well, great job to the whole team. There will be definitely a big celebration, big party in Joshua Ciccoli's team. So congratulations to those guys, as well as of course to Philip Goldberg, both full team now also for him in the All-Star race. So for now I want to thank you very much for watching. That was it for the TUI All-Star Open. We're gonna be back within a few days for the big one. The big one, it is of course the TUI All-Star race. a lot on stake and even more excited in this race. We had a great race today, so hopefully hopefully you thought the same. And we're, of course, now it's waiting for who will win the fan vote. So everybody who hasn't made it to the All-Star race, still one position left. So you will have to remain in excitement for just a few days. And otherwise, we're gonna have a fantastic All-Star race for sure. So for now, I want to thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. There will be, of course, the TUI All-Star race. Thank you for watching. I'll see you then. The Dascar Philips Cup Series season number 9, 2017. It is here on Ziggo Sports.